What's going on, everybody? This isn't your traditional just Joshin intro. So this video in particular was a little laggy, so I had to do a lot of editing, and it might be a little different than most episodes. However, the conversation was still pretty good, and I still enjoyed it. But before I send it to just Joshin, all right, before we get into the video, I want to say subscribe, because 67% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So help me out, hit subscribe. Let's get the channel rolling. And yeah, I appreciate you all for watching. I appreciate the support and the likes. So without any further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. It's a little different, but nonetheless, enjoy. Peace. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Just Joshin. Today's guest is actually a guy that I met through Puddin' in a previous episode that I've recorded. There's not really much of an intro I can do, so drop a like, hit subscribe, and enjoy the episode. So let's start Joshin. What's going on, buddy?
Not too much, Josh. How are we doing today?
Good, man. Good. Are you So how should we address you on the show? I know obviously like you got a bunch of nicknames that a lot of people call you.
I got to them, but I think I'll just go with the one that I introduced myself.
So you said how should we introduce you as?
We'll go with Janks.
Janks? Yeah, okay.
We'll go with Janks. Yeah.
All right. So welcome, Janks, to Just Joshin.
Thanks for having me, Josh. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I want to talk a little bit about how we met. When I first met you, I didn't know who you were at all. I only knew you through some ex-coworkers, and seemed like an interesting fellow at first, and then you turned out to be really cool. Definitely a chill person to hang out with, and but yeah, let's talk a little bit about how we met.
Okay, so well, I don't remember the exact date offhand, but you came into the shop with your girlfriend one day.
Yeah.
You just came out. I just remember that because I remember this very fondly because Puddin' was there.
Yep.
That day, and my friend Alex Clark was there, and he's like, "Who's that?" I just kept asking Puddin'. As soon as you left, I was like, "Puddin', who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this?" Then we played football and we played basketball, man. I was just like, "Oh, this kid's cool." And then I see you doing all your Twitch, this podcast we're on right now, and I'm like, this is what.
Oh, it cut out a little bit again. Oh, we lost him. We fully lost him, boys. So yeah, the last thing you said was about my YouTube or about Twitch, and then my videos, like my podcast stuff, and then after that it froze completely. So go ahead.
So what I was saying, that's what I want to do. I have a bunch of ideas, and I just want to learn how an interview like this would be set up, how we go through about the daily rituals of that, so we can roll with those.
Yeah, I mean, really, it all comes down, you just gotta do it. The main thing that I do,
I just gotta have motivation, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that's a big thing too. It's the one thing that I do. I mean, I have it's not like the greatest camera ever. It's basically it's a Logitech webcam that I use to record the video for record my perspective, and then just getting people on in video chats, just having a conversation with them. But that's kind of how I want it. Everyone obviously has their own thing and what they want to do with their craft.
That's
but yeah,
what I'm trying to go for too here, Josh. Bunch of me and my friends, we want to sit around and have a basketball wrestling podcast where we do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Talking.
So, dude, all you need is a camera. That's literally it. Like anyone that says oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, they're kind of just bullshitting themselves, because at the end of the day, if you want to make videos and do things like that, you just have to use. Everyone's got a camera nowadays. This thing right here, my phone. Granted, it might be a little. I mean, it's like the newest phone, so it's a little better than what most people have. But the point is, everybody has some form of camera in their pocket today, and this thing literally, mine at least, shoots 4K videos, so I can do things if I wanted to. The style that you're talking about, it would be relatively simple. Like I said, you just need a basic camera, set it up on a tripod, and get everybody in frame, and you can kind of just talk, just do your regular thing. I know, I'm assuming you have regular conversation with people in regards to sports all the time. So
Usually
what
do.
you should do or could do is take that and just make it like a formal thing. Just be like, set it up, everyone sit down, and then have a discussion. Like I was saying though, you can just make things formal, and it doesn't even have to be formal. It's just kind of setting it up that makes it like the formal kind of thing, and then basically just have a conversation. You're gonna talk. You're gonna talk about sports and stuff. I don't know much about basketball, but obviously you like we were saying earlier, you talk with all your friends about basketball, and that could be one big thing you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the biggest and the hardest step is starting, and then being consistent, because people always start ideas, but they don't always go through with them. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So um, I just consistency is key. That's why I've been trying to pump out episodes, but I don't want to just pump out random episodes. I want to make like the episodes entertaining. Like
You want to make sure
I
they're
want to
good
yeah
content.
I want to make the episodes have some form of value, and so and I've already
Mm-hmm.
and I can already tell from my first episode that I recorded. I can already tell that's getting substantially better as far as like conversation or just how the format of the episodes have been going. So um, but to keep us a little on track, I want to talk about a little bit about first impressions. So, what was your like first impression of me? Maybe not when we met in the shop, like the pizza shop, but when we met, like when we first started playing like football or basketball together.
What was that, Josh? I'm sorry, you cutting out there.
Sorry. So, what was your first impression of me? Not necessarily in the shop, but as far as like playing, like when we were playing basketball or football.
Football and football. Well, I'm gonna be honest here. My first introduction of you, it came off a little cocky, a little arrogant, a little douchebaggy. But
Definitely.
once I got to know you, and like I seen how Jake Tomkos is reacting to the way you're playing basketball, and I was like, I like this kid. I like how he gets under people's skin. I like this kid. I'm like, he's got to go. Like this. I'm like, we got to keep playing with this kid. This kid's got the hustle.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I've always grown up competitive, but it's just funny. I've definitely dialed back. I used to be definitely a little dick when I would play sports, and I would always be like mad cocky. I mean, I still am cocky, but it's more of like it's
You
more.
toned it down. I've noticed.
No,
I've noticed
definitely, it's
from just
more.
like watching these.
Yeah, yeah. And
All these
if I
stories.
am a little cocky, it's just my confidence. Like I have confidence in my own
Mm-hmm.
ability, and some people portray that as cockiness, whereas sometimes when you do certain things, you're just confident in your ability to do them, and it might come off as a little arrogant, might come off as a little cocky, but um I just have profound confidence in my own in myself,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what I do. So some people think that's a negative thing, but can never have too much confidence. So,
Never that.
but what? All right, so I want to know. So I know you heard about me prior to meeting me through Puddin. So I want to hear some of the stories that he would have or he told you before you actually met me.
Uh,
Good.
I'll So John Hall told me this one story about you and Tom Coast at basketball at the spot one night, and he said like things got a little chippy, and Tom Coast wanted to fight you, and I was like, and I heard you like you weren't standing like you weren't gonna fuck you were holding your own ground, so I was like, but eventually you guys got it all separated, but I was like, I like the hotheadness, I like being able to be like not never back down, just competitiveness like you were saying earlier,
Yeah.
Josh.
No. Yeah.
So.
Um. That's funny though too. But as far as like Puddin stories, what I'm sure Puddin always had some stuff to say. Do you say anything about me?
I don't recall. I really don't.
No.
My I haven't out of the consistently for 2 years now, so I haven't heard been too keen on hearing any updated stories about you.
No. Yeah. All right. Well, I know. How long have you known Puddin now? Has it been like what 2 or 3 years?
I've known Puddin, John, and Tom Ghost and Mike for at least 4 years
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
because so originally how it happened was where you first met me in the Camillus location. They pulled that one out because it was obviously over the Marks, and they pulled it out. So Mike bought that shop, and he brought Tom Ghost, Puddin, and John with him to come to where we are now, and that's how I met everyone.
Yeah.
I met John a little before Puddin and them because he was the new assistant manager in our store back when it was Mark, so I really got to talk to John a lot. And then as soon as Puddin and Tomko started coming along, I talked to them. I hung out with them a bunch. They're really close friends of mine. Haven't seen them in a while, but they're they'll always be people.
No, yeah.
Especially Mike, especially Mike Haynes, man, for giving me a job instead of just telling us to go find a new job. He gave us kept our old jobs. I owe Mike a lot for what he has done for me to keep me having a job for like an extra year to where I am now.
Especially
So,
especially during COVID. Like COVID has been
yep.
pretty rough for a lot of people, but for those of that have
So yeah.
sustained a job, it's definitely a grateful thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you were working for Mark's before it turned into Mike's Pizzeria, huh?
Yes, yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. So that's cool though.
I
So
was
yeah.
just. I was gonna say, Josh,
Oh,
you
the
don't get one of these. You don't get one of these if they you don't get one of those for not working at Mark's, man.
exact yeah, the OG Marks hoodie. I love it. It's great. I actually don't. I think I have a beanie from when I worked there, but that was it. I don't know if I have
I
anything else.
wear that. I still wear that. That's like that's like a 4-year-old hoodie, man.
Oh,
I
those hoodies
still wear that out.
yeah, I was never able to get one, and they're actually super comfortable. So, um, yeah, I just was unlucky and I never got one. I know Tomkos, Puddin, and John Hall are all characters in themselves. They're all pretty funny. The first time I met him was through basketball, and that's when because he's definitely a very competitive person. And then we just clashed,
Dude.
but we became pretty good friends too. So, um, that's definitely funny. And I know them when they drink, it's they get wild. So that's always a good time.
Yeah,
It's always a good time.
we get wild, man.
Um, what about you got any so how old are you, Janks?
I'm 25. I graduated from high school, from West Tennessee High School in 2013.
Oh wow, so you're only a year older than me. So do you have any like interesting life stories so far? Anything that like comes to mind when you think of like something?
Yeah, so I was like, I think I was like 7 or 8. I was hanging out at my friend's house right next door. My friends were just like, oh, they have an old fridge in their garage, and didn't know at the time that there was a short in the thing, and you have to pull it by a rope, right? So obviously, I just stick my hand on the metal, and there's probably at least 100 volts just running through my body
No way.
at this point. Yeah, I could have people confirmed like if you touched me, like I could not like pull my hand of the fridge. Could not. Um, I like they had to turn the old refrigerator off, and I got off. Like once I got done, I was like, "Why am I wet?" I'm like, I peed my pants from the electrocution.
Oh my god. Dude, that's crazy.
So
How long were you in that? Like how long were you being shocked?
at least 3 to 5 minutes at least.
No way, minutes? Like full minutes?
Or like maybe a minute, maybe like 60 seconds. Maybe
Wow.
it had to be like 60 seconds, dude. Because like I was, I could like get to my childhood friends and like they could be able to tell you that same story I just told
That's
you.
so crazy. Did you have to go to the
I
uh,
haven't. No hospital, no nothing. I
wow.
was fine. I just peed my pants. That's
That's
all.
so
That's all.
crazy. It was like so obviously it's an involuntary thing, but
Yeah.
I've never heard of someone getting shocked like for that long. Like an actual person telling me a story of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it happened. Trying to think. I mean, there's another life story. It's the same house. I'm like 5 or 6. Playing. We're playing. They must have just like waxed the floors, and they have like sharp table, like like an edge, like something like a nice sharp table edge,
Yeah.
and we're running ice slide. My top of my lip caught the sharp
Oh,
end. Just not good.
oh my
Not good.
god, bro.
I had to get like I think it was like 15, 20 stitches. My mouth when my mouth I had gauze all over my mouth. It was bad.
Oh, I can't. I've actually been lucky in my life. I've only had a hairline fracture in my hand, and other than that, I've had one surgery, and it was to take my appendix out. So I really been pretty lucky with no injuries or anything like that. Um,
But when you're a kid, when you're like eight,
no,
nine,
yeah,
10,
exactly, exactly.
it happens like that, man. So like, yo,
Yes, shit does happen. That is a fact.
it does happen.
Got any questions for me, Janks? Anything you'd like to know?
So yeah, yeah, sure, Josh. What do you, what are your goals for your podcast for the future? What goals with this?
So okay, so you cut out a little bit, but I'm assuming. So you asked my goals, and then what do I plan for the future? Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah, with your YouTube channel.
basically, I do want to become like people use the word influencer. I'd prefer the to use the word entertainer. I would like to pursue a career in entertaining. I have my bachelor's degree to fall back on. I can always teach and do stuff like that, but I think the main thing for
Mm-hmm.
me is entertaining. I feel like I feel like I have the personality to do it, um, and so I'm just trying to be consistent, trying to keep the grind going, as they say, and just post as many videos as
Mm-hmm.
I can. But I don't want to sacrifice quality for just a bunch of videos. So
Quantity. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So
exactly.
as much as I want to post a lot, like I would record every day if I could, but I want to be able to make things interesting. I want to be able to grab people's attention and get it. And honestly, the biggest thing too is like getting my channel out there because I'm such a small creator. I need
Mm-hmm.
I like to not rely on my family, but I like the support of my family where they share my videos with their friends or coworkers. And the more my name gets out there, the more traction I'll be able to have, and that will eventually
Mm-hmm.
lead to more popularity and eventually, hopefully, making this a full time gig and stuff like that. So I don't expect to get rich off it, but if one day down the line, maybe a few years from now, and things are looking good, and then eventually I can just make this my completely full time job and do this and interview a bunch of different people and talk to a bunch of different individuals. And I also like talking to people. You can learn so many new things. I find that very interesting. Like just talking to literally anybody. Um, some of the best conversations you'll have in life are literally between some random people you might meet or some coworkers you'll have. Because I've learned a lot from coworkers and people
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not like necessarily close with, but it's still interesting to hear people's perspective on things and
Yep.
yeah, their
People's point of view,
yep.
like
It cut out again.
sorry, Josh, you're lagging on my screen. We're lagging. We're cutting out here.
All
That's
right,
why
good. No,
I
at
was
least
saying
you
I got.
paused. Okay, so you said perspective, and then you're gonna say something else too.
Oh yeah, your point of view. Like
Yeah.
I don't tend to talk about politics,
No, I
but
don't. I don't like to
um,
either.
yeah, but just learning from being working at Wegmans and with everything that's been going on this year, I've learned so much about like my coworkers' political political views and how they would want to do this, such, and just I've learned a lot about like different political aspects that I have forgotten about from high school. I never cared to like relearn because I'm not going to politics. But it was just like great to read on and like study up on all this stuff again.
Yeah.
But that's like what you're saying, man. Like talk to everyone.
Yeah, people always have different things to say, and as long as you like talk to them with like open arms, like the quote you could
Yeah,
say, with open arms, you can always have a good conversation. When people start talking about like politics and their own personal opinions, sometimes that strays away. Like you could
it's
completely go ahead.
no, Josh, continue.
So I was gonna say like you can completely disagree with somebody, but that doesn't mean you can't be friends. Like I know like some of my closest friends and my best friends, we disagree on certain things, but we're still best friends and because we still like each other. So just because someone has a certain point of view for like a specific topic, it doesn't mean that they're like your enemy and you hate them. Like you can still have good conversation with people even if you disagree with them.
Exactly,
So
exactly. At the end of the day, like if you I always use this quote. It's not from anyone's famous, but at the end of the day, when you have no one to turn to, your friends and family will always be there, no matter for what, man. So
yeah, but I think
like you,
go ahead. No,
and at
keep
the end of the
keep going.
day,
Keep
just
going.
be able to be civil and just be civil.
No, yeah, definitely, definitely. Like I love that though. Family and friends is always there for you. And some people, unfortunately, don't have family to rely or like fall back on. But then again,
Mm-hmm.
you always have friends and always have some coworkers that you could talk to. Um,
Yeah,
so
right.
definitely. This was a great conversation, Janks. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining me on my show. Um, I hope you
Yeah,
had a good time. I hope you learned something new because I definitely did. Those stories are pretty funny. That the ones with the I can't believe you've been shocked for more than like a minute. That's crazy.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
wild to me.
that's not even but hey, it happened. Just I let me just say a few things before I leave.
Yeah, good.
Uh, quickly, shout out to the Syracuse hardcore music scene. Granted, we haven't been able to have shows in the whole pandemic, but we'd love to see some support at you shows. You know, like hey, music. Um, I'm a big music guy. This is a local hardcore band. It is from our backyard, man. Music is means a lot to me. So you guys just show some support. Come out. It might be your thing. And also shout out Papa Puddin'.
Yes, sir. Papa Puddin', baby. Um, but all right, I think we're gonna wrap it up now. I do want to again thank you for joining me. I enjoyed the conversation. Had some pretty good stories, and obviously had some insight on like perspectives and like talking to other people as well. But for the viewers at home, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, drop a sub, drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Just Joshin'. Peace.